friends on the interwebs. I'm Rachel Blasky.
And I'm Julia Hearn.
Welcome to the Clickbait series, where you learn helpful tips about the game industry as quick as a click. That's why it's called that, right?
LOL, lots of love.
Since we're on the road, we're giving you the short and sweet version of each topic. The takeaway is at the end of the chat.
And today's topic is tips and tricks for GenCon.
So take a moment to sip some coffee, have a quick listen, because you're invited.
This episode is brought to you by XYZ Game Labs.
And we're on YouTube. So take a minute now to subscribe so you'll know when we post more content, because that's how it works.
Cool. Let's get into it. Okay, so today's topic, GenCon, tips and tricks. We're going to do just 4 really quick. If you don't do anything else, remember these takeaways to keep in your head for GenCon. The first one is pay for next year at the beginning of the show. So you're going to have a lot of stuff to do the whole time. And if you've ever been to GenCon, or even if you haven't, you're going to see where you have to go pick up your paperwork, your badges, all of that good stuff at Will Call. And it's separate from where the general public does, but you'll see there's a big, huge line for Will Call. And there'll be a big, huge line for Will Call for vendors at the start. But where there isn't one is right next door where you can pay for next year. It's not there at the beginning of the show. It is at the end of the show on Sunday when you're doing a bunch of other stuff. So give yourself that little gift. Pay at the beginning when there is no line and you can do it quickly.
And right at the beginning, you also need to remember that you need to have water and snacks. Starting like Tuesday, you're like getting in there, checking things out. Make sure you have stuff. So that way you then have the wherewithal to deal with the lack of air conditioning on Wednesday, because you're going to need to stay hydrated. You're going to need to have some energy, and you're going to be sweating a lot.
Yes, and it's also a really good bribe for all those lovely workers who have to do things like hang your signs. So, you can entice them over to get to you faster potentially than they would otherwise.
Awesome.
Yeah, the last tip is to have your loadout papers printed along with your sales schedules, all of your paperwork, specials, all of that good stuff. Have it printed in advance. Have a list of all your products with a blank space for their numbers so that when you're doing loadout and you're filling up your pallets, I know you'd love to think there will be no pallets. There's always at least 1 or 2. So not just the one of however many blank, but also the amount of everything in there so that when your logistics people are taking it out, they have that as well. And all you have to do is fill in the number count, as opposed to have to write it out by hand. So I could keep going. Rachel knows we could keep going, but this is supposed to be short and sweet. So we're going to stop here for now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.